Today I effed up by getting catfished but still following through with my intentions. I, 19M, started talking to this girl, 19F, one night after she messaged me through social media. We began talking about common interests with subtle flirting here and there. The following day, I, not knowing what she looked like, asked her to send a photo of herself. She proceeded to send 4 pictures, 2 of which she was in baggy clothing, the other 2 being top angles. All of these photos had 2 things in common. All had filters, and all hid what everything below her neck looked like. After talking for a little while, our conversation shifted to a more intimate context, sparing the whole conversation for discretion reasons. The important part is that we had planned for her to sneak over while my parents were out of my house the next day. Well, the next day rolls around and we talk about her coming over, which she later does. After waiting an hour for her bus to get to my house, I wait outside so she knows which house was mine. Here is where this story goes downhill. As she walks to my driveway, I notice something about her. Not only was she hiding her body, she was also very unattractive in person. To put the cherry on top of the cake, she smelled like a mix of body odor and cigarettes. Me, not wanting to be rude as she had just traveled across town to do the devil's tango, walked her into my house and to my room. We put on a show on Netflix and began following through with what we had previously talked about. After finishing up what was and will be my worst intimate experience ever, we both just sat there. I sat there thinking about how I could get her out of my house without being rude. I finished a glass of water and said I was going to go fill it. I quickly pulled out my phone and bribed my sister, 20F, to come knock on my door and tell me my parents were home early and that they needed me to help them unload groceries. I told her I was sorry and that I needed to go help. I told her to take the next bus, which was 20 minutes later. To my surprise, my parents did come home early as my mother had suffered an injury hiking, giving me the perfect excuse as to why she had to leave. For the next 2 hours I sat there smelling like her with my family, regretting everything I'd just done. This inspired to go deep clean my room and bathroom to keep my mind off of what happened. If you have made it this far, thanks for reading. As I sit here writing this, 2 questions linger in my mind. Why didn't I just refuse her? And how do I stop feeling this disgust and regret? Dr. I invited over a catfish without knowing what she actually looked like, and even though I was repulsed by her, we still got intimate. P.S. I know this isn't catfish, just don't know how to word it, and yes, I wore a condom.